6-year-old boy from Detroit who had been missing for a week and a half. He was the subject of an extensive police search, and then he was found alive and well in the basement of his home. MSNBC's Betty Nguyen is here with that story. Betty, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Savannah. Yes, it is very bizarre. Officers discovered Charlie Bothell while serving a search warrant on the home as part of the investigation into his disappearance. Now, police say it's not clear if the boy had been there the entire time, but his father first learned the news during a TV interview.
Charlie, we're getting reports that your son has been found in your basement.
Where are you? Here am I. Should I get in touch with the enemy? I know my call will be accepted. There's no chance of being disconnected on the hotline.
Sir? Mr. Bothell, are you?
That was the reaction from Charles Bothell, given the news during an interview with Nancy Grace that his son was not only found alive after 11 days, but discovered in the basement of his Detroit home.
How could your son be alive in your basement?
I have no idea.
Sir, did you check your basement?
I checked my basement. The FBI checked my basement. The Detroit police checked my basement. My wife checked my basement. I've been down there several times. We've all been checking.
Police confirmed that officers had been inside the Bothell home with cadaver dogs, searching the house extensively.
So we're not certain that Charlie was here doing those visits. We're not certain at all. Because the question I would have, how could we miss?
Police went back to the home Wednesday to serve a search warrant after they found traces of blood and a pipe in the house. Authorities saying that evidence could have led to a possible homicide investigation, but instead they found the young boy alive.
He was nervous but excited and glad to see the police.
So now that they've found the boy, the search for answers really gets underway. Savannah?
I hope it does. There are so many questions surrounding those circumstances.
Absolutely.
Betty, thank you for being here.
Nancy Grace and Ashley Banfield from CNN were doing like a split screen interview. You know, these interviews where it's like one person's in one location, one person's in the other. And they were talking about crime stories, including the story about the Cleveland kidnapping and you know, the whole story with Charles Ramsey, the witness, etc. And as people looked more closely at it, they noticed that they both were in Phoenix. And then as people looked even more closely, they realized that they were in the same parking lot, probably just a few feet away from each other. This is very, very weird. Let me show you a couple of images here. If you'll look at this one, and Natan, maybe you can pick this up. You see this red SUV drive behind Ashley Banfield and then immediately behind Nancy Grace. And it's abundantly clear that they're sitting in the same parking lot doing the interview. And then if we go to another one of these images, you'll see that the same truck goes by both of them simultaneously. And hard-hitting satellite interview. The funniest part is that in this shot, Nancy Grace is holding her earpiece like she's having trouble hearing. You know, Nancy, you might be able to hear Ashley better if you take the earpiece out and just listen to her live audio, like, because she's standing right next to you. Why would this even happen?
Laziness, but actually, doesn't it even look like they might be on a green screen?
Well, I think that's just because these animated images are grainy. I don't think that there's really much to that. And then again, if you look at this image, you see that the same truck and bus drive behind each of them. And Nancy Grace still struggling to hear her because of the satellite distance and delay between them. Sad. And, you know, some people said the reason is Nancy Grace is on headline news, and even though it's kind of part of CNN, of the company, they just didn't want to have them sitting together because she's kind of like from another network. But I don't know that I buy that. It sounds pretty stupid.
Yeah, they could have just as easily done something in a studio setting.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is pathetic.
Truly bizarre.
Yeah.
We should start doing split screen on the show, and I should pretend like I can't hear you, even though we're like 15 feet away from each other.
We can claim I'm in Baghdad.
I'm against the legalization of pot is because I've seen too many felonies. And I don't mean pot sales or growing pot like this guy up in Connecticut. I mean, people on pot that shoot each other, that stab each other, strangle each other, drive under the influence, kill families, wipe out a whole family. The first time I ever came in the first case, it was a plea, and there was this gorgeous lady standing in the middle of the courtroom crying. And I didn't understand. I said, well, what is this case? Somebody else was taking a plea, and they said she's a stockbroker. She got addicted to pot. She ended up losing her job, wrecked her car, couldn't make the house payments on her house. So her husband got custody of the children. So now she has no car, no house, no family, nothing.
Look, I got to be honest with you. Nancy Grace is a fucking joke.